Hi and welcome to another cooking video. And today we're going to be making some bread rolls. This is something that you can do easily at home with the ingredients that you've got, and it's not that difficult. It can be, a nice, easy snack. And yeah, so let's just show you how it's done. So make sure you stay till the end to watch the full recipe and enjoy. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with getting a pan and adding some oil and a medium-sized onion, chopped and diced that. And you want to cook that until it's nice and brown. So a little bit like when you're making your curry base. So we're just cooking it so it's getting nice and brown, and you're getting that nice smell of cooking starting. And you add your cumin, garlic powder, ginger powder, that all goes in, so about a quarter teaspoon of it, and we're stirring, and then salt to taste. So that's up to you how much you want to add there, and we're just mixing. And look how that's coming together. Look at the color there. You've got the green chili and the peppers. I love peppers, they're my favorite, and they just look so pretty with all the different colors. It just looks like eating something really nice and healthy and refreshing, I think the word is. Bit of black pepper. You can add other spices if you want, depending on what kind of seasoning you're going for. But that's almost good to go. And the next is the milk. This is gonna help thicken the filling. Bit of corn flour, and you're gonna mix that in until it dissolves, and that's gonna go into the pan next. And look at that. Look how pretty that looks. So we're going to pour that in, and you're going to stir and cook at low heat until it gets absorbed. And add some white pepper. That's different. I don't think I've heard of white pepper before. And they're cooking that. And then the next is the chicken. And the chicken goes in, the shredded chicken, mixing with the vegetables. And that should cook quite quickly at low heat, just to make sure it's nice and cooked all the way through, and it's becoming a bit thicker. And this would be easier then to pour in our bread rolls. And then you add more milk if you need to, and you want to make sure, yes, that the stuffing is soft. It should be soft to touch, and it should feel like smooth. You don't want it hard or lumpy. And then once that's done, the heat is off, and you can just taste it if you want, just to check you've got enough seasoning there. It should be cooled as well before we make the bread rolls. And the next step is using our bread slices. So that's going to be our pastry, and this works so well. We've all got bread in our pantry or in our fridge, depending where you want to keep your bread. And then you want to cut the crust off, just so it's nice and clean cut. And roll it out to flatten the bread and allow the filling to go on next. And look at that. That's going to be a really good pastry filling, really, isn't it? And the next step is to do a few of them, because we're going to make the bread rolls. So you want to pop it on a dish, and you want to add your filling, and you want to smooth that down so it's not going to be too filling. It's nice and full as well, so you're getting a bit of everything in your bread roll. Apply some water, and this is going to help you glue it. So you want to roll it inwards so you get that nice roll shape, and make sure the filling isn't coming out of the bread, because then when you come to cook it, it's just going to come out. And one way of checking it is to pouring it on its side and putting the stuffing in. And there you go. That's so neat and tidy. And let's see how the others look. And you can make it with cheese as well if you want. So let's see how this works out. So you get your roll. Again, you add your filling. You flatten it out. Again, just to make sure it's all neat and tidy. And we add the cheese. So if you love cheese, I love cheese. I think cheese just makes everything better. I don't think there are many dishes where cheese isn't a good plus on top. But they're adding the cheese in and then tucking it into a roll again. Again, make sure that filling stays inside the bread and doesn't come out, so it's nice and tidy and neat. And look how beautiful that looks. olive cheese. I know I've said that already, but it's really important. But now we're going to go on to grill these bread rolls. Yeah, look that. Look how nice and uniform that looks. So the next step, get another dish, another pan on your stove, and you want to add your butter. Swirling the butter, it's nice and hot. And then you can put a few of them on at a time. This is what makes this recipe so easy because they don't take that long to cook. They're going to be done in a few minutes. So you grill on one side, cook at medium heat, so it doesn't need to be too hot. We're not trying to burn the bread, we just want a nice color to it. Remember, everything else is cooked inside. All you're trying to do is cook that bread on the outside, so you're getting that nice brown color. A bit like a wrap, isn't it? That looks so nice, just like little spring rolls, isn't it? And look at that, that's almost ready to eat, isn't it? So you want to turn it on its side just to make sure that it's, cooked all the way around. And look at that. Looks nice and healthy. It's a nice little snack, isn't it? And it doesn't take that long to make. So when you're thinking, ooh, what should I eat? You don't want to go to the shops. You just want to have something that's already there. It has everything. It's got chicken, it's got vegetables, it's got carbohydrates. It's going to fill you up. Look at that. Brilliant. How nice and tasty is that? But obviously, we haven't tasted it yet, but I can tell it looks pretty good. And beautiful. Let's all plate it up. You can have it with ketchup. You can have it with your favorite dip, your favorite sauce. And it's all done. And let's see what it looks like when you cut it open. So yeah, we're going to dip it in